Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're tackling something that literally affects every single one of us. Have you ever wondered why your stomach sometimes feels like it has a mind of its own? Well, the crazy part is, it actually does. We're going to dive right into the incredible science behind your gut, how it secretly communicates with your brain, and most importantly, what we can do to protect it. Here's the roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the warning your gut sends. Then we'll uncover the secret gut-brain connection, explore the two faces of FODMAP, and look at colorectal cancer risk factors. After that, we'll wrap up with the ideal diet to protect your gut health and 5 simple habits you can practice every single day.
All right, part 1, the warning your gut sends and why modern life is literally making our stomachs hurt.
So we're starting with a feeling almost everyone knows. Have you ever felt your stomach completely tie itself in knots right before a stressful presentation? Or, maybe you ate a massive, supposedly healthy salad for lunch only to feel painfully bloated an hour later? It turns out this is absolutely not just bad luck. It's biology. Our bodies are essentially using this discomfort as a highly sensitive early warning system, letting us know that invisible stressors are throwing us out of balance. Which brings us perfectly to part 2, the secret gut-brain connection and how your stress physicalizes in your digestion. To actually understand why this happens, we have to look at what's called the gut-brain axis. The science on this is just fascinating. Your gut is quite literally your second brain. Even though they look entirely different, your brain and your gut are constantly talking to each other through this massive, high-speed network of nerves and hormones. So when you feel mental stress, like, say, panic over a sudden deadline, your brain floods your system with a stress hormone called cortisol. And that cortisol physically alters your gut's motility. It'll either abruptly speed up your intestinal contractions, which gives you diarrhea, or slow them way down to cause constipation.
But the damage actually goes a lot deeper than just a temporary stomachache. Chronic stress actively weakens the mucus barrier that lines your gut. It does this by suppressing the essential good bacteria we need, like bifidobacterium and lactobacillus. When those good guys drop in numbers, the harmful bacteria swoop in and multiply. This creates a condition often called leaky gut, where harmful substances actually slip right into your bloodstream. And over time, that triggers systemic inflammation and can even cause damage to your intestinal DNA. Okay, part 3, the two faces of FODMAP, and the hidden triggers lurking in your healthy food. So, stress is obviously a massive factor, but the very food we eat can secretly betray us too. Enter FODMAP. That stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. Yeah, I know, absolute mouthful. But in simple terms, these are just specific types of short-chain carbohydrates that our small intestine has a really hard time absorbing. Because they aren't absorbed, they travel straight down into the colon, act like a sponge for water, and rapidly ferment. And the result of that fermentation? Sudden gas, severe bloating, and painful cramps. Now, here is where it gets really surprising. Notice the stark contrast here. Many conventional health foods, we're talking apples, garlic, cabbage, even whole wheat and barley, are actually super high in FODMAPs and can trigger severe irritable bowel syndrome symptoms. On the flip side, foods that actually soothe a sensitive gut, the low FODMAP foods, include bananas, spinach, white rice, tofu, and lean meats. So if you've been stuffing yourself with a high-fiber diet of whole grains and cabbage trying to fix your stomach, you might actually be pouring gasoline on the fire. Let's look at part 4, colorectal cancer risk factors, and what happens when these gut issues escalate. Understanding all these triggers is so vital. If we look at the anatomy of the colon and rectum, this is the exact spot where unchecked chronic inflammation, unmanaged polyps, and poor dietary habits can eventually manifest into colorectal cancer. It's a huge health concern, and the reality is that your risk goes up significantly if chronic gut distress is just ignored over the course of decades. And our diets play a massive direct role in whether those cells remain healthy or turn malignant. For instance, a diet heavy in red meats like beef, pork, and lamb, and processed meats is a heavily documented risk factor. But why? Well, red meat increases your intake of heme iron. During digestion, this iron actually facilitates the creation of N-nitroso compounds in your gut, which are known cancer-causing agents. On top of that, a high-fat diet, specifically one where fat makes up more than 20% of your total energy intake, is directly linked to higher risks. Alongside a high-fat diet and obesity, we really have to look at our daily lifestyle habits. Smoking and heavy alcohol consumption are massive multipliers for cancer risk. Drinking more than 2 glasses of alcohol a day significantly bumps up your chances of developing colorectal cancer. But the good news? These are highly controllable risk factors. We absolutely have the power to change them to protect our cellular health. Moving into Part 5, Diet to Protect Gut Health, specifically the 3-step low FODMAP strategy. So, how do we systematically heal our gut and lower our risks using food? Well, if you suffer from frequent bloating or IBS, the low FODMAP diet is a brilliantly backed scientific approach. But there's a huge misconception out there that it's a permanent diet. It is not. It's actually a temporary 3-step reset. Step 1 is strict restriction for just 2 to 6 weeks to completely calm your irritable bowel and drop that inflammation. Step 2 is systematic reintroduction over 6 to 8 weeks. And Step 3 is building your long-term personalized maintenance plan. Now, Step 2 is really where the magic happens. By slowly reintroducing high FODMAP foods one by one, say testing just a little bit of garlic on a Monday and then closely observing how your body reacts on Tuesday and Wednesday, you can figure out exactly what upsets your unique stomach. This is absolutely critical because a lot of high FODMAP foods contain prebiotics that feed your good gut bacteria. You don't want to permanently starve your microbiome of those diverse nutrients. You just want to avoid your own personal triggers. Finally, Part 6, 5 habits to practice daily for lifelong protection. Managing your diet is only one piece of the puzzle, right? Implementing these 5 simple lifestyle habits can completely transform your health. First up, drink a glass of water the second you wake up. It stimulates healthy morning bowel movements to clear out toxins. Second, try to eat at least 200 grams of diverse, colorful veggies and fruits daily to get those cancer-fighting antioxidants. Third, take a quick 20-minute sunlit walk after lunch to reduce stress and boost your vitamin D, which actively lowers cancer risks. Fourth, try swapping out red meat for chicken or fish at dinner to dodge those harmful digestive compounds we talked about. And lastly, get some sweat-inducing exercise in after work. It naturally stimulates bowel motility and strengthens your overall immune system. Fact is, regular exercise can lower your colorectal cancer risk by up to 30%. But let's bring this whole thing right back to where we started, your brain. Never underestimate the sheer power of just taking 10 minutes out of your day to breathe, do some yoga, or meditate. Calming the mind actively lowers that cortisol we talked about, which directly heals your gut lining and gives your good microbes a chance to actually flourish. At the end of the day, a calm mind equals a calm, healthy gut. Your gut health is about so much more than just avoiding a stomachache. It's a profound indicator of your overall longevity. And the craziest part of all this? Science is honestly barely scratching the surface of what the microbiome controls, from our immune systems right down to our actual personalities. What if the real key to unlocking your future physical and mental potential starts entirely with what you feed those trillions of bacteria inside you today? So looking at the habits we've explored, what single habit are you going to change right now to take control of your second brain?